As some of you guys know, I am a huge Star Wars fan. The first two episodes of the highly anticipated Kenobi show released yesterday, and after watching them, I wanted to give my thoughts. Ewan McGregor, who famously played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars prequel movies, has reprised his role for this series, and a lot of people were understandably very excited for this. I was too, since the prequel trilogy is my favorite. I love McGregor's portrayal of Obi-Wan, and he is still an incredible actor even almost 20 years later. He just fits so naturally into the role of the former Jedi Master. However, despite how incredibly exciting the prospect of the show may be, I do have some gripes with it. Before we begin, I just want to give a general spoiler warning for the first two episodes of Kenobi, as well as Star Wars Rebels. With that out of the way, let's begin. So the first episode of Kenobi was definitely my favorite of the two. Obi-Wan is hiding on Tatooine, working a crappy 9-to-5, while secretly watching over a young Luke Skywalker. The Inquisitors come to town looking for any possible surviving Jedi, and we are introduced to an Inquisitor named Reva, who seems to have some personal hatred for Kenobi. It hasn't really been explained yet why she hates Kenobi so much, but I think Reva was a youngling at the Jedi Temple during Order 66. Now I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about this new character, and I do too. A lot of people on social media seem to be confused as to how Reva knows that Anakin is Darth Vader, which is understandable. In canon, and even in Legends, Darth Vader kills anyone who knows that he was once Anakin. So it makes no sense for this Inquisitor, an assassin serving directly under Vader, to know his real identity. But as to the reason she knows he is Anakin, that is because I think Reva was a youngling at the Jedi Temple during Order 66, and she was taken to be an Inquisitor afterwards. She would have seen Anakin kill the other younglings and Jedi in front of her. So it makes perfect sense that she knows, but it makes no sense that she is alive. If Vader even sensed that she knew, Reva would be dead. So she is either really good at hiding it, or Disney just overlooked this canon fact. I just think that Reva's character is overall poorly written so far, but obviously that character will grow as the show continues. But the actress who plays her is incredibly talented. Regardless, let's move on. So Kenobi obviously needs to keep the fact that he is a Jedi a secret. So when another survivor approaches him and asks for help, Obi-Wan tells him to leave it in the past and start a new life. But like most who follow the Jedi Code, Nari couldn't let it go, and it ended up costing him his life. I absolutely love this scene. It perfectly portrays how predictable the Jedi are, and how they are at the mercy of the Empire, and it shows that Obi-Wan feels at least a bit responsible for the boy's death. The dynamic between Obi-Wan and Owen, Luke's uncle, is also written very well in this episode. Owen resents Kenobi for failing Anakin, and he doesn't want him to do the same to Luke. I'm sure all of us true fans were pretty upset when Owen talked down to Kenobi in this now iconic scene.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
You shut the fuck up!
Also,
you shut the fuck up!
Get you a little bit.
You shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up!
But anyway, the Inquisitors arrive, and we see for the first time the Grand Inquisitor in live action. I know a lot of people were upset at his design, but I think he looks really good. Plus, his actor did a phenomenal job of portraying his voice from Rebels. Like, this guy sounds just like the Grand Inquisitor, with the way he over-accentuates his words. I also really like the fifth brother in this too. His actor did a great job, although he sounds nothing like the fifth brother did in Rebels. But I do like his portrayal too. We don't really see much of the fourth sister, so I can't really judge her character yet, but I am pretty excited to see what becomes of her. Other than Obi-Wan himself, I was really excited to see the Grand Inquisitor in live action, and I was really happy with the way they portrayed him. That is until episode 2, when Reva impales him on her lightsaber. If you've watched Star Wars Rebels, which takes place after Kenobi does, you would know that the Grand Inquisitor dies at the hands of Kanan Jarrus, not Reva. So unless this was a different Grand Inquisitor, or Disney is going to just magically revive him, I don't know how this will work out. I saw a lot of people on social media speculating that the writers are just going to place him in a Bacta tank for the rest of the show, and if that's the case, then this is a huge letdown for me personally. I really like the character of the Grand Inquisitor, and it's such a shame that he is being wasted like this. Another high point about this show that I liked was that we got to see Bail Organa again. And not just him, but young Leia too. It was also really cool to see Alderaan in live action, and not just in games like The Old Republic. I really like what they did with Leia's character so far, and I hope they do more with her and possibly even young Luke too. And finally, there is one last scene that has had all of us Star Wars fans talking, and that is of course the homeless veteran clone that Obi-Wan encounters on Daiyu. When I first heard Tamura Morrison's voice, I assumed it was going to be Boba Fett, but to see a homeless 501st clone begging for money was really heartbreaking. The way that Obi-Wan just looks at him with pity was absolutely soul-crushing, and I hope the series explores more of what happened to the surviving clones. Overall, I really liked what I saw so far with the first 2 episodes. I hope the writers over at Disney stop and take a good, hard, long look at the overall canon, as well as the comics, as they continue to write the show. Build up the already established characters, like the Inquisitors from Rebels, and you'll have a really good show. Stop adding new characters that don't really impact the overall story, and just focus on the ones that do. But that's just my opinion, so be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Kenobi as a show has lots of potential, and I hope the rest of the series is as good as the first 2 episodes. If you liked this video, please be sure to hit the like button, hit that bell, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.